Hey Sarah, so I'm gonna go over how to calculate macros. And I will use I'm just gonna make up a number client, okay? So let's do like your average CrossFit female athlete. She is 135 pounds, so I'm gonna put her at 135. Like I said, she's your average CrossFitter at the gym. So, she pushes herself. She does most of the workouts RX. She probably goes to the gym 5 to 6 times a week. So I try to figure out her activity level, and that's usually between an 11 and 15. And with 11 being someone like super sedentary, like a couch potato, the only kind of exercise they really do is to and from their car. 12 would probably be, let's see, if we're just going to stick with a female that does CrossFit, she probably goes to the gym like 3 to 4 times a week, doesn't really push herself, she's there to work out and get a little sweat going on, because she doesn't want to get fat. Then you have the 12, or like a 12 and a half, 13, which is someone that pushes themselves, goes RX, probably goes to strength and conditioning 5 to 6 times a week. But still, like, they probably wouldn't be your regionals type of athlete. And then 14 to 15 is typically your regional level games athletes, or just someone that like really kicks ass at the gym. So since we're going with that female that pushes herself, I'm going to give her a 13. And what I'm doing right now is using her current weight and multiplying it by that activity level to find out her maintenance calories. So 135 times 13 is 1755. So in order for her to maintain, she needs to at least be consuming that many calories. So our girl, most of the women that I've worked with, we're just going to use what they do, or why they choose to do macros, is to lean out. And she doesn't necessarily care if she loses weight, she just wants to lean out, and it's more for aesthetics for her. So what we do is you try to find a good protein level here. Now you want to make sure that when you are cutting, that you set the protein between the lean body mass and the current weight. Now in order to find the lean body mass, I'm sure you probably know, but we'll just go over it. Let's say the girl is 18% body fat. So we're going to take the 18% from the 135, so 0.18 times 135, 24. We'll just keep it down, 24, so 135 minus 24, 111. So her lean body mass is 111 pounds. So since we're going to put her on a mini cut because she does want to lean out a little bit, let's put that there. We want to make sure that we set the protein no lower than 111 and no higher than 135. The only time you would ever go higher than 135 is if she wanted to bulk. You can even just give her maintenance calories, and she's probably gonna, shed a little fat. So I always say slow progress is lasting progress. So maybe just start the person off with maintenance calories. But this girl kind of wants faster results, so we're gonna do a mini cut for her. So I'm gonna, let's see, we're gonna set the protein, like I said, between these two numbers. So something that's safe, I'm going to put 128. I like that number because that's about 7 pounds. It's not like we're asking her to lose 20 pounds. So 7 pounds, that's enough. And then we also like to keep the protein kind of low, because for a female at least, because it is difficult for most females to consume that many grams of protein. So as soon as we find the protein, we want to find the carbs. So to find that, we're going to use this as a multiplier. I know Chrissy likes to use a lean body mass, but the kind of activity that CrossFitters do, we definitely need more carbs. So that's why I like to use the protein number that I set. In order to find the number of carbs, we use the multipliers between 1.1 and 1.5. 1.1 being more of a cut to 1.5 being the bulk end. So this girl, like I said, she wants to lean out, but she's an average CrossFitter, so we want to probably use 1.25 to 1.3. So I'm going to use 1.3. So we get 164. 164 carbs. So we're gonna do a small cut on her. So when you do cuts, you can do between 50 calories to 300 calories, depending on how big the cut is. The smaller the cut, later on when the person does plateau, you have more room to adjust for them. So that's why I like to keep it a low cut. So we are gonna just do 60 calories because she just wants to lean out. She doesn't want to lose a lot of weight. So 1755 minus 60 is 1695. Okay, so now we want to add these two, and we need to know that 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories and 1 gram of carb equals 4 calories. So we can add these up and multiply them by 4. So 128 plus 164 equals 292 times 4 is 1168. So that's 1168 calories. Now we want to subtract that number from the 1695, which are the new goal calories for this girl. So 1695 minus 1168 is 527. So that's the amount of calories that we have for fat. And we know that 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. So we're going to do 527 divided by 9. And that gives us 58 and a half. So 59 grams of fat. So these are okay numbers. I would prefer, since this girl is pretty active, I would prefer her to have a couple more grams of fat. So I'm going to take from the carbs. So I want to automatically give her 62 grams of fat. So that's only like 3 more grams. And this is going to change now. And since we know about the 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories and 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, here we're going to just redo the math, do the math a little bit. So 62 times 9 is 558. So I'm writing that down here, 558. And then we know the protein we're keeping at 128. 128 times, oops, hold on, 28 times 4 is 512. So now we have the cutting calories, which was 1695, minus 558, minus 512, is 625. So those are going to be the new calories for the carbs. So we divide that by 4. And we are going to round down. So 156. And so I know this looks like a chicken scratch. So let me rewrite this. So 128 protein, 156 carbs, and 62 fat. So these are the macros that I chose for this individual. Let's redo the math really quick. 8 plus 156 times 4 is 1136. 62 times 9, 558 plus 1136. 1694 calories. So that's how I came up with the girls' macros. Okay, I also forgot to mention that the variables that I use for finding someone's macros, I use their current weight, their goal, so whether it's bulking, leaning out, losing weight for meat. Then you can use the body fat just to figure out the lean body mass so you know exactly how low you can go as far as protein. Activity level, and make sure that the person tells you exactly what they do as far as their activity level, because the workouts that they do aren't necessarily as strenuous as they might think it is.